Guys, I'm Victor,
I'm Brian
and we're
after the after hours.
where we're gonna talk about what life is after.
The after hours.
Welcome,
This is episode one, guys. Welcome to our show.
first episode where we're gonna talk about things that we really don't hear a lot of, and I feel like now's a good time to voice it. I was still doing catering, I think, at the time. I was working for something, and I was also doing some computer stuff, but I was prepping for this shipment company thing called Goldbelly.
Yes.
It was for Antique Bar and Bakery, so we had, they were ordering food and I had to pack it up. And I think the manager liked me so much that he made me operations manager of the whole restaurant group. So I was doing that for a while. But yeah, and then I ran into Joy, your awesome wife,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think I asked about you, and she said, "Yeah, you actually stopped drinking." And I was like, "Wow, it's crazy." And I think that you came over the kitchen I was working at,
Yeah. I
and
was gonna segue real quick, is that ironically enough, I didn't know antique, I didn't know what it was or anything like that. I just thought it was some coffee house you were working for, basically, like a bakery.
yeah,
And yeah, so I came and we like chatted a little bit and stuff. I want to talk about that meeting. We'll wait and talk about that. But like for me, it was weird. Because I think that was the first time we've ever like hung out and communicated without drinking. And
I completely felt it,
yeah, and it
completely
was
felt
like
it.
awkward. Like, I mean, we're friends, right? And so
Yeah,
obviously it wasn't like like weird or anything, but it was just like it wasn't what it was, right? It was just a little awkward. And I think I don't know. It made me nervous a little bit because I'm like, oh my God, I hope that all these people that I thought were my friends, like, are still my friends even after drinking, even after not drinking, like, because your personalities change. But I think, ironically, the minute that we started talking about this, like, our friendship, like, I think just came right back. Like, our friendship
yeah.
connected really quickly.
Because one of the things that we're going to be talking about in this podcast is like how to handle situations or just how we handled it. We have a particular take, uh, a slice of life, pretty much on what happens after you stop drinking. And one of those things is friendships. Like there are people out there that just kind of want to hang out with you for fun. I had a lot of people like that. I wasn't really scared particularly because I like being alone. I'm a loner, and I'm always kind of the same person. Thankfully, I was the same person after drinking than I was before. But people just start dropping because there's a lot of people that they only just kind of want to drink and they just want company.
For
um,
sure.
you know,
Oh,
and
for sure.
that breaks down a lot of friendship dynamics too, because I feel like if you really think about it, what makes a friend a friend? And I started thinking about this the other day, and I was like, okay, shared experiences and common goals. Those are the two main tenets of a strong friendship, where you've been through so many things together that you trust the person and you do stuff together. How was your experience with friends?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know for a fact that a lot of times I hung out with people that I probably wouldn't normally hang out with just because they were available.
When I was, whenever I would go to bar, I'd sound out the bat signal, and whoever showed up. And I remember the more the merrier. I don't care who
That's
it was.
that's how I felt. That's how I
Yeah.
felt. I would send it out, and that's another thing. I would send the message out. We're getting a little off track, but I would send the message out to, like you said, like 10 different people. And it's not like the people would be connected in any way or friends or any way, but it would just be like 10 random fucking people. And then like five or four would show up and nobody knew each other, and I was the common denominator. So I felt like Mr. fucking popular, but only because I was the only person that they all knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, that's cool because I remember, like on a day like today, like it's really nice out, and if I was still drinking, I'd be like, oh man, who's down to get like afternoon beers right now, and then we would go to a cool bar, just sit and talk. The first beer would hit, and then next thing you know, it's 8 or 9 o'clock, and you're kind of like almost blackout wasted. It was cool, obviously, like it was fun, great distraction, but there's a whole life at home that you neglect.
You just
Either
ignore
your your responsibilities or family.
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I just want to kind of do this, you know.
I
But
used to have a quote. It's fucking stupid now, but it's kind of funny. I would say, you take the liquor and then let the liquor take you. So, because you go out and you're like,
like
oh, let's go
like
have,
the
let's go have
like
a couple beers. And then you end up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning sniffing coke off a stripper's asshole, like that kind of thing. So, yeah,
hell yeah. That's
going back.
going that's going on TikTok, by the
Yeah, oh, yeah, exactly.
way.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. I'm
But
gonna
I
put that
tell
with the caption in the bottom.
Yeah. So I'll say this. Like, I think, just going back to how we met, right? So I had been in the city for probably about, I don't know, 12 years when we met. And because we've known each other longer than that. I had
Yeah.
been in the city for maybe 10 years when we met. Okay. And so I'd already bartended a couple places. I already made a bunch of mistakes. And I had started Tavern 29 for the second time, because the first time I left and went and managed at Tonic for about a year. Did I know you when I was doing that?
No, but
I
you
don't think
you
I
did
did.
tell me. You did tell.
Yeah,
I remember there was a point where you weren't there all the time, but
yeah,
I think that's when you officially left for
yeah.
like the second time.
So I left and went to Tonic for like a year to like run Tonic and stuff, and then um basically I was like kind of sick of it, and I wasn't making enough money, and at Tavern 29 I was just fucking raking it in, and because I was like head bartender working 5 nights a week, pulling in fucking crazy money. And so I went back to Tavern. That's when we met, because you just started at the Gansevoort. And
Yeah.
then we started, like, we just hit it off right away. And then, long story short, I eventually left Tavern again after a couple years, a year or two. And the same guys that worked at Own Tonic opened the Grayson. And they were having like problems or whatever with business. And so they like said, well, why don't you come down and we'll give you, oh, I didn't even have 10%, I had 5%. They're like, come down, we'll give you 5%, you can pay it off as you go, blah, blah, blah. And this was started, I think I was only at the Grayson for a year, but it was very much like my final decline
Right.
into alcoholism and drug addiction and stuff. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we just happened
Basically, yeah.
and I hired you, because I was like, okay, I need a great bartender who's fun and energetic and get people in there and have a good time. And like, I was doing it, and I needed somebody else who could do it too. And then, so you came in, and you obviously can fucking bartend, like you're a great bartender. People love you. But
That's right.
yeah, but you also have a serious drinking problem, And so,
Yeah.
and we were obviously allowed to drink while we were working, because it, like, it was a party atmosphere and blah blah blah. But it got to a point where we would drink at work. I mean, for me, I think you were with me for a while, but
Yeah.
drink at work, finish drinking, go next door, and drink more until like 5 or 6 a.m. I would usually get cocaine and
Yep.
then do that, and then we'd usually end up at that fucking Korean barbecue place in Queens at like 8 o'clock in the
Best.
morning. You remember when, quick story, when we were at the Korean barbecue place or whatever it was, the Chinese place, and we finished
Korean.
eating, was it Korean?
Yeah, well, it's like a Korean Japanese thing, but it was
Yeah.
just like it was like mostly Korean because they
Okay,
had
cool.
the bubum jap, which is like the plum wine.
Yes.
Yeah, that yeah, I think that's Korean for
And they
sure.
liked you, so like when we went in there, they would serve us in teacups, even when other assholes were in there trying to drink and they wouldn't let them, and they would like
Yeah.
let us drink, which was cool. And then, but I remember leaving there, and it was across the street from the school that my wife worked at. And so I remember leaving there one time, and she was getting off the subway going to work, and it was like, what the fuck, like one of those
Yeah,
moments.
I've had a
Um,
lot of those for
yeah,
sure. So
but
weird.
so long story even longer, after the Grayson, we had a situation, and we'll talk about that in a different episode. But that ended me leaving the Grayson and getting my money back, thank God, and going to work at a new bar called Dalton's, which I've actually been there ever since. So it was actually horrible at the moment, but it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to
I'm
me.
gonna tell you that something just to add on to what you just said before.
Yeah,
Everything that happened to me before I stopped drinking needed to happen.
yeah.
I'm Victor,
I'm Brian.
and we're after
The After Hours.
where we talk about sober life after.
The After Hours.
follow and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next week. Hey guys, I'm Vic.